Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alyssa, and for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to turn yourself into this creepy crack statue. This is also going to be my entry for the NYX Face Awards, so if you'd like to see how I did this, keep on watching. We're going to start off by gluing our eyebrows down, so I'm just using a plain old glue stick just to smooth them down just a tiny bit so cream makeup goes over them a little bit more smooth. I'm using this light cream makeup, which is just NYX's jumbo eyeshadow pencils in milk and a little bit of black bean mixed together, sheared out with a little bit of primer. This makes it so it's nice and fluid and movable, that way you could spread it all over the face, but it doesn't shear it out to the point where you get no coverage. So it's a really good trick that I learned. So I'm just painting this on as you normally would, and then I use a little bit of my beauty blender just to smooth everything down so the coverage is thin and even. I'm also bringing this down my neck and chest because we're going to be doing a little bit of that later. Once my eyebrows are pretty much dry, I'm just going to place the cream makeup over top. It just slides on a little bit smoother that way. Next, using my NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk, I am going to highlight the high points of my face. So I'm going underneath my eyes, in the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, the middle of my chin, and I'm also bringing it underneath my cheekbones for a nice, sharp, and precise contour for later. I'm also bringing this down onto the high points of my chest and neck. I'm using a regular old latex sponge to kind of blend everything together. You'll see that I switch a lot between a sponge and a brush and a beauty blender. I'm just trying to use the softest touch when blending this all out so it remains nice and smooth and we don't pick up the cream product that's underneath and disturb it. So once you've blended out your highlight nicely, now it's time to add the shadows, which is honestly my favorite part. We're going to start by going underneath our cheekbones. I'm going to bring it down the sides of my nose to give my nose a more slimmed out effect. Also, I'm going to bring it along the kind of temples of my forehead to give my forehead a more domed effect. Also, bringing it, of course, along my chin in the little space underneath my chin. I'm defining my lips. You basically want to picture yourself as a blank canvas and add shadows where you would naturally see a shadow in real life. So for us, a lot of those places are like the same places that you would kind of add bronzer or contour. So just think of it that way. It becomes so much easier that way. So of course, I like to add a little at a time and kind of gradually add more as I see fit. That way you don't wind up looking like a big black blob. I'm also pushing my shoulders forward to kind of increase the spaces in my collarbones. That way we could add shadow there as well. I'm using a fluffy kind of brush to kind of move and blend the product out without pushing, once again, the cream product and disturbing that underneath. So I'm blending that out. As you can see, it is kind of soft at the moment, but we'll go back and intensify that with powder later. This is kind of just like our base. So setting all of this with powder is definitely a must. So we're going to use a white powder to set underneath our eyes and down on all the places where we want to show light. So down the center of the face as well as any other place that you see needs setting. For the shadow, this is where it's really going to come to life. I'm using a mixture of kind of more precise brushes as well as bigger, fluffier brushes to kind of get the desired effect. Down the sides of your nose, you definitely want to use something more structured because statues are going to have that more chiseled, hard look. So I'm using an angled brush to kind of go down the sides of my nose and then blending it out accordingly so there's no harsh lines. I'm also bringing it up right underneath that space between your nose and eyebrows, and that gives you like a really cool hollow effect as well. Of course, you want to bring that over all of the shadows that you made, and we're also going to do a little bit of eyeshadow by sinking in our outermost and innermost corners of our eyes and then connecting that together. Of course, you want to bring the shadows along your jawline, and we're going to finish the shadows off by moving down to our chest. So we're going to just tap off the shadows that we had already placed there, and that'll complete all of our shadowing. Also, what I like to do is add a little bit of that NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencil right in the center of my lips, and this will really pop that highlight on your lips. I'm adding, once again, milk into my waterline, and I'm going to push it up against the spoolie as well so that all of my lashes get coated nice and white so they don't stick out. Next, for the fun part, we're going to start by making cracks with our NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Black Bean, and I'm using that on a really small, precise eyeliner brush. I'm kind of holding a little bit further back on the brush, that way it gives you a more loose, free-handed effect. There's really no way to do this wrong, so just have fun with it, kind of make oblong shapes that don't make sense, and you also kind of want to make these kind of spiny, spirally lines that come out, which will signify cracks. Don't worry about being messy at this point because we will go back later and kind of intensify these. It's just going to be our base. Once you have added all your cracks, I'm taking a slightly larger brush and I'm going to start dragging that shadow in. So I'm taking the black, kind of filling in those shapes, and then I'm going to take a blue jumbo eyeshadow pencil and I'm going to fill in the shapes. You can honestly use any color that you'd like, but I like blue and it's a nice dimensional color, so I figured that would be pretty. Of course, because it's a cream, we're going to want to set it with a powder, so I'm using a blue eyeshadow to set all the inside of my crack shapes, and then we will move on to shadowing them. I'm going to take some more black eyeshadow and I'm going to really pack that in along the edges of those cracks. This is going to give you your dimension and make it look like it's kind of sinking into your head. So you really want to pack that on, make the pigment nice and dark and rich, and complete that on all of your shapes so that they all look the same. Once you have that finished, now it's time for the glitter. So I'm using eyelash glue and I'm just going to put a bunch of that inside the shape and then pack on as much glitter as you could possibly fit on there. Don't worry, this is going to dry clear, so you don't have to worry about the glue being visible. Just keep on packing that glitter on. I'm going to do that to all of the shapes, and then when I realize that it kind of lost dimension a little bit, we're going to go back and fix that later. I'm taking a NYX eyeliner. This is my favorite eyeliner ever, and I'm going to create those little slivery cracks that statues have. So what I'm doing is just outlining the shape once again for more dimension, and then using the tip of the eyeliner to really make thin, kind of more spiny cracks, as you can see I'm doing here. To finish this all up, I am taking a little bit more eyeshadow, just packing it on certain places just to create some more depth, and that pretty much completes this creepy, glittery, crack statue look. I had so much fun creating this, and if I got into the NYX Face Awards, it would just be so amazing because I have so much passion for special effects and this kind of creative stuff. It would just make my heart so happy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Also subscribe for more videos like this one, and I will see you all very soon. Bye everyone!